Hold on. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. I'm at a restaurant at the moment. So let me show it to you. The music you hear is the music of the restaurant. It's not my own music, but okay. In this video, I want to talk about order. A lot of people want order. Why? Because they're so aversive towards chaos. And that's understandable. When you're in a supermarket, you don't want people to begin to fight one another to get in line, to get out. You want them to cooperate with one another. That's understandable. When you're on the road, you don't want cars to just go off at each other like that. People may die because of it. So you want people on the road to cooperate. That's why you have traffic signs and traffic rules. So people are quite attached to order. And that's understandable, people want order. But this longing for order can hinder you in receiving your blessings. It can hinder you in walking by faith. You know why? Because the order you are most likely attached to is what you have been conditioned into by society. Obvious, right? But what if what you have been conditioned into is negative, but you can't see it as negative because you're blinded by the short-term advantage of it? Okay, let me give an illustration here. You are at home. Suddenly someone rings at your bell. And your wife says, "It's Kevin," and you think, "Oh dear, why couldn't Kevin just call me and ask if I wanted him to come? I just wanted to have my day off. Now that I have my day off work, now I have to put up with him. He always talks a lot, and you are raging." But your wife said, "Come on, honey, just receive him. He's a friend of yours." You'll think, okay, open the door. Kevin comes in, and of course Kevin talks a lot. And then suddenly Kevin begins to talk about some employer at his job who is into stock exchange. And suddenly you become alert. Why? Because you have invested in a stock 5 years ago. You haven't heard anything of it, and you were thinking about checking out, but you have no knowledge of stocks. You invested in some Belgian firm, and what do you know? Now that you are listening to this friend, you find out that this friend of yours, Kevin, his colleague, is working at that firm, that Belgian firm. And Kevin tells you, "You know what, John? They are about to sell their company. They're about to go bankrupt, so everyone that bought a stock with them will have a 200%, no, not 200%, they will have a 20-fold increase in their investment." And here's the thing. You and your wife are facing debt now. You may even be evicted from your home if you don't pay your debts on time. But you don't know how you're going to pay those debts. And look at this. You invested 500 euros 5 years ago in the debt company. And if you get a 20 times return, that's 500 is 10,000 euros. And that 10,000 euros is enough for you to pay a large part of that debt, so that people won't bother you for the next 5 years. Now, what has happened? You have been blessed by Kevin visiting your home. But here's the thing. Kevin didn't tell you he was coming, neither did he ask if he could come. Maybe you didn't want him to come. You didn't want him to come. You didn't want to see him there at your place. But you need to understand this. Your prayer to be debt relieved was answered, but it was not delivered to you the way you expected. You didn't know that this buddy of yours, Kevin, that he knows someone that works at that firm. You even forgot that you invested 500 euros in that firm a while ago. You thought it was just a one-time investment. If it fails, well, too bad. But because you are in prayer, that investment that really didn't work out now began to work out. You see how prayer works? But the delivery didn't happen on your terms. Why? Because your expectations were set around you being in control. And that is what the Most High wants you to relinquish, that longing to be in control. Because that's not from the Most High, that's not from Christ. It's from the enemy. And it keeps you trapped. So, in this example, the good news was delivered to you, and also what you ought to do next has been delivered onto you. It didn't happen the way you expected, but what if you held on to your boundaries and your will to be in control? You would have told your wife, don't open the door. He didn't ask if he would come. I don't take this. He needs to respect my boundaries. And you would hold on to your will. You would have never heard that firm you invested in, that you now had the ability to gain 20 times what you invested. Now, if you didn't hear that, you wouldn't have been able to take action, and you wouldn't have gotten the debt relief you were looking for. You get what I'm saying here? And here's the thing. After you, let's say you go to the stock market and you sell your stock, you get the 10,000 euros. Now you want to pay off the debt. And you pay it 10,000 euros, but after a while, the bank tells you, hold on a minute, this doesn't add up that you need to pay all this money. The bank returns the money onto your account. So now you have 10,000 euro for free. You didn't knew this was about to happen when that Kevin knocked on your door. But this is what I'm telling you here. It's good to want some kind of order around you. I'm not against that. Christ is not against that. But beware what you're holding on to, because what you're holding on to, even though it works, it can keep you trapped and it can keep you away from operating in biblical abundance. It can be that you want to plan things so that you will get your assignments done on time. But for some reason, none of your plannings ever work. You think, okay, today I'm going to write my report. Then the day comes and something else happens that draws your attention away. And you think, oh dear, I should have been writing that report. But eventually the report, it's written, and it's a good report, but it didn't happen the way you wanted it, orderly structured. Why? Because now every time your planning went wrong, you met other people. You were informed about something else. But all of that wouldn't have happened if you held on to your expectations. So look, I'm not saying that people should knock on your door all the time and you just have to open all the time. I'm not saying that, okay? It is good to want some sense, some kind of order around you, but beware what you're holding on to. Because some of you, the reason you're not moving forward is because you have expectations that don't add up. And those expectations, even though they're validated by others, even though they work, in practice, they keep you in bondage. Well, that's what I want to tell you. And remember, the enemy will always give you things that work, but they work against you in the long run. That is what the enemy does. That is how he works. Don't fall for that snare of Satan. That being said, with Christ and peace.